Hey, soul seekers, it is intuitive energy guide, source energy channel, and clairvoyant Kathy Weiss here. Happy Monday! Welcome to your weekly energy reading. I've got a channeled message for you, and the Sacred Rebels Oracle cards are sitting right here next to me. And this is your energy reading for the week of August 12th, 2019. But please keep in mind if you came across this video at any other time, there's going to be something good in here for you. So even if it isn't the week of August 12th, go ahead and watch this. There's going to be some really good stuff in here, especially in the channeled message portion. I think today we're going to really hit some juicy stuff. So let's talk about the energy that's going on this week first, and then we'll get into the channeled message. What I want to do is number one, reassure you that last week's wave of funky, kind of energy, that wave has mostly passed. Now, a few of us may be on the tail end of it, but know that it's pretty much over and there is a shift I can feel. It hasn't fully formulated yet, but I can feel that there is this little bit of a shift towards some relief and a little bit of a feeling of greater lightness and levity and oh, phew, that's over coming. So good news there, right? The other thing that I want to touch on, we haven't talked about in the last week or two, was that massive energy of change that we had in June. That was remember, it was 11 or 12 out of 10 type level of change. Well, we're in that until November, but it's more what's happening right now is the resolution. We are resolving things, we're doing the work, we're showing up, we're implementing the change, and that takes time. And so there might be a little bit of kind of weary or over itness type feeling, just kind of want everything to settle down, but know that that's happening too. That level, that energy of change has dropped down to about a 2 or a 3 out of 10. So it's just kind of more of a quiet hum now. And at any point, if you're feeling really tired or kind of sick of showing up and doing the work over and over and over in relationship to this change that you're experiencing, take a little break. Take 2, 3, 4, 5 days off. Give yourself a chance to recharge, not think about it, not deal with it, and then go ahead and move on into your day and your week. Sound good? Awesome. So I have this beautiful ball of amethyst here, and I'm just going to set it off to the side so that I can get into today's messages. So I channeled a message for you guys on Friday, which was the 9th. And a lot of you were like, what the heck is a source energy channel anyway, Kathy? Oh my God, I almost knocked the camera over. Sorry. I'm going to answer that question. What is a source energy channel? But again, what I'm hearing is soon, soon, not today, not tomorrow, maybe even not this week, but soon we're going to sit down and just have a big fat discussion all about that and nothing else. But I'm hearing that today's messages are way more important, and that's why we're going to get into those now. And I love this one. It's called The Role of the Hero. Before I get into it, two things. Number one, little bit longer. Today's message starts here, goes all the way over to the next page, and oh yeah, halfway down the next page too. So stick with me. If you're new to me and hearing the channeled messages, I write them down because they come to me in only between 1 or 2, 3, max 4 words at a time. And I've got to write them, otherwise they're just gone and I don't know what was up. So I have to look down and read them, is basically what I'm trying to say. I'm not ignoring you or taking a look at you, but making sure we stay on track with the message. Next, when I started writing this one down on Friday, you guys, I had this flash of anger. I was like, it was just pure. It wasn't mine. It was just this really intense, strong feeling of anger. So, one of two things. Number one, we are in the energetic season of Pitta. And Pitta, when it accumulates and builds up, we can feel sort of angry and irritable. So if you're kind of more in that, like I'm just kind of angry and irritable and annoyed, keeping yourself cool and calm, cooling colors still. Like if you looked at the energy charge up for this week, everything was in that cool color palette, like greens and blues. Guys, you could go with like some lavenders and some purples as well to wear. Also, cooling foods. It's rare that I'm going to say put some ice in your beverages, but you can put some ice in your beverages right now. So, like, party time if you love your iced beverages, like, go for it. The other thing about this anger flash that I felt when I was channeling the messages and that I just really like kind of put together here as we were getting ready for today's video is that I think this message is going to tick some of you off a little bit. And I get it, and I'm going to address why that is after we go through the message. Because sometimes, you know what? Nope. We're going to back up. We're going to do the message, and then we'll talk about the sometimes that makes us angry. Okay, sound fair? Okay, here we go. It says the role of the hero is to overcome strife, difficulty, and discord. Right? Think about this for a second, guys. Have you ever watched any hero movie or read any hero story or experienced any true life living hero that didn't have to overcome something difficult, something scary, something hard, something life-threatening? So there is strife and difficulty and discord in the role of the hero. That's like part of their job is to overcome that. It's to save the day, right? Whether it's literally or metaphorically, the role of the hero is to save the day. So you are meant to be the hero of your own life, to overcome discord, adversity, and save the day over and over and over again. And that's where I start to feel the anger rise, because a lot of us are like, yeah, I was my own hero for like a second. And guess what? You get to be the hero in your own life over and over and over and over. And it's like, oh, kind of starting to piss me off. I don't want to have to do this again. Guess what? That's what this message is about, and that's why some of us are feeling angry. We're kind of tired of having to show up and save the day for ourselves again and again and again. I get you. Hold tight, okay? Let's go back into the message. It says, each time you do, you emerge higher, a better, fuller, more unique, and accurate expression of yourself, and therefore a more unique, accurate expression of the divine. So every time you overcome adversity, you're becoming a fuller and more correct expression of you, and a fuller, more correct expression of the divine, of the universe, of source energy. Remember, you are the universe bursting forth through you as you. The closer you get to the fullness of you, the closer you get to the fullness of eternity. The struggles and strife we mention, these are internal battles of not good versus evil, right versus wrong, or even dark versus light. They are incremental tools designed to grow you in the direction of truth, love, and lasting fulfillment. To become the hero in your own life, you must be ready and willing. Like I wrote those huge, guys. You must be ready, but you must also be willing to tackle the challenges lovingly created for you by the universe herself. Are you ready? Ask us how we can help. We begin now. And in parentheses, it says this means when you're ready. If you're not ready to tackle the challenges and the strife and sort of do the battle of being the hero in your own life, can't help. Your guides can't help. I can't help. They can help in some ways, but what I'm saying is that in this situation, they can't help. And I want to go back to the part it says they're incremental tools designed to grow you in the direction of truth, love, and lasting fulfillment. The struggles and the challenges and the strife and the adversity that you are meant to overcome, that you are meant to be the hero about, those were lovingly created for you by the universe to grow you into you. That's pretty freaking amazing and cool. And the question that's being asked is like, are you ready? And are you willing to tackle those challenges to become that fuller version of you, which is therefore a fuller version or expression of the universe? Because, guys, it is not easy. Sometimes it sucks ass, like really hard. um, yeah, I totally just said that because I've walked through that fire so many times in my life. So I wrote a little extra note after I channeled this, and I said, here's what this is like a love note from Kathy, because I get it. This is hard and it's uncomfortable, and no one really wants to sign up for it. Nobody wants to sign up for, hey, I'm gonna like walk through the fire of adversity and challenge. Ugh, pass, right? But here's the thing, guys. When you do, when you walk through that fire of your own transformation, you come out the other side polished and refined and shining like pure gold. It's incredible and it's worth it. And all heroes have guides along the way to help them ultimately face themselves and their internal battles for the good of themselves and all beings. And I just always think of Luke Skywalker, Star Wars, like real, can I call it real Star Wars, the first one, 1976 or whatever it was? That was such a beautiful hero's journey. And even the second, as we get into the second one, but really like the guy, like Yoda was his guide, but ultimately he had to face himself. That's called the hero's journey, and we could go into the hero's journey, but every hero along the way has guides. They have teachers, they have mentors who help them face those internal battles, because we need people that have done that ahead of us to help us navigate and know what to do. So again, are you ready? Are you ready to be the hero in your own life? Lose the weight, change the job, what I don't know, like leave the marriage or save the marriage, or I don't know, like follow your heart's calling. I'm not picking up a whole lot of what you guys are yearning for or what you're about to struggle with. But the question is, are you ready? And here's the thing, guys, I can be your guide, and you can message me. You can go straight to my website, kathy-weiss.com, and click the Work With Me button, because, guys, I have walked through that fire of transformation so many times. Oh my God. Uh, and like I feel like, oh my gosh, now I want to tell you all the stories and we don't have time. So if you want to hear a story and you don't know me well enough and you haven't heard any of like the hellfires that I have walked through, some of them friggin' publicly and some of them privately, you can message me and I will happily hop on a call with you and share a story or two about the ways that I have really navigated those challenges and struggles and strife to come out a better, more fuller, and more authentic version of myself. Trust me, guys, I couldn't sit here and call myself a clairvoyant and a source energy channel without having done those big transformations, because it's kind of like scary crap to have to like publicly say something about myself that may get rejected. So I get it and I get you, whether it's an emotional or a physical or relationship or career challenge and strife that you're about to go through. If you need a guide, I am happy to guide you. Let's get a Sacred Rebel Oracle card. Okay, and the reason I went with Sacred Rebel is because I love the name of that. And there is nothing more sacred or rebellious than saying, yeah, I am signing up for my spiritual smackdown. Or I am signing up to walk through that hellfire of transformation, and it's going to be a mess. It might even be a little bit of a shit show. I did not use my adult language card, and guys, I'm dropping it like crazy today. What is up? Um, but walking through that fire of transformation leaves ashes behind, right? And so it does take a really willing and ready participant. But let's get some support from the Sacred Rebels. I think I'm going to cut this deck. Oh, I see where I'm going to cut it and get us our card for today. It says, defend to the end the worthwhile. And the image that there's a lot going on in this image, right? But I'm kind of drawn to the owl that is sort of like her headdress there, and how owls represent wisdom and knowledge. And there is that inner knowingness within you that Lori says she pulls this card constantly. What are you defending to the end that's worthwhile, sister? What I'm hearing for all of us is like our own truth, our own growth and expansion, our own transformation. You can't make anybody else transform. Love is totally worth defending to the end. Self-love, first and foremost, right? Because you can't make anyone love you or whatever, but divine love is the source of all pure love anyway, right? That's worth defending to the end. Amen. But what I was going for here was like your transformation towards the next best version of yourself. And it's this constant process, guys, love. Like transformation and growing into who you are. It's not a one step, boom, one and done. Hey, this week I'm like this, next week I'm like that. Oh, better. It's constantly evolving and unfolding, unflowing bad news, flowing good news, constantly flowing. And that's worth defending. It's worth fighting for your own transformation. Because like I said, you can't change anybody else. You can't elevate anyone unless they choose to be elevated, right? They have to be ready and willing. So ultimately, it's your own stuff that you have to defend because your own stuff is worthwhile and it matters. Oh, the topic of value and self-worth wants to come back up, guys. Your stuff matters. It matters as much as anybody else's. It doesn't matter more than anybody else's, but it matters as much as. And you've got to like balls up a little bit and start getting in there and fighting for this, for you, for your growth and transformation. That joy brings strength to the warrior and an expanded, relaxed awareness that can sense the presence of fear and immediately respond to it with fierce compassion. Isn't that interesting? The sacred warrior will not allow fear to gain a stronghold within the heart. So if I'm talking to you about becoming the hero in your own life and signing up for the transformation and walking through the fire and showing up over and over and over and over and over again in your own life, you just have to recognize fear when it comes up because it does all the time. That's part of being human. And to be really compassionate and be like, it's okay that you're scared. We're doing it anyway. Right? It's okay that you're scared. We're signing up for the program. We're signing up for the thing. We're having the conversation. Whatever it is, we're doing it anyway. And I love you, and it's going to be okay. And I will hold my own hand and hold my own heart as we walk through it. So that fear doesn't like overtake the decisions and the progress and the growth and the transformation and the hero. Like the hero, we don't want our own hero of our own self to shut down out of fear, but to like pony up. That was such an interesting ending because I was like, right when I said pony up, it was like, message is complete. All right, guys, I love you so much. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Hit me up. Let me be your guide if you are ready and willing to go through a big fat transformation because you are worthwhile and you are worth defending. You are worth being your own hero and defending your own worthwhile, beautiful, gorgeous, sacred, rebellious self. Hey, make sure you read today's email about Get Caffeinated Live. You can hang out live with me and learn about energy and joy and this cool new thing I have for you called the Joy Map and all kinds of sweet stuff. Okay? Love you. My guides sometimes are like, zip it. Read your email, okay? I love you guys. I will see you again next week for your weekly energy reading. Namaste. Bye, guys.